Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Apollyon back with Legacy of Discord. We just got a new game update, and with that, we got some new items. So, yeah, I'm gonna go and check them out. How are the new items? So, yeah, let's go. Alright, so the first new item that we got is a new mercenary here. He is also from a new class now. We have a new mercenary class in game now. Before we had warriors, sorceresses, and now we have the noble class, which gives you extra damage. In my opinion, this is much better than the warrior class because critical damage is really not that um, needed right now. Extra damage and skill damage is much more important, and he's giving us a extra damage now, which I think is gonna help a lot. Like if you can advance this mercenary to like 2 stars, he's gonna end up giving like 60 extra damage, and that's pretty like good. And now let's go and see the second item that we got. Alright, so the second item that we got is a new 6-star Metamorph Earl of Night. Kinda look like a vampire or something here. And let's see how are the skill on this guy. Awaken the blood of dragon and deal damage equal to 800% on attack to enemies within 60 range. Again, it has 60 range and increase on base element attack by 100% for 6 seconds. Maybe it is gonna be good, but the range is not as high as the Darkwing Lord. He has 80 range, and this thing here has the 60 range, but we have to like see how it works in like action. And as for the second skill, blast is team of hellfire dealing damage equal to 1600% of element attack to enemies in the path and igniting enemies with 60 range. Igniting enemies receive damage equal to 2% of their max HP per second for 4 seconds. On the sheet looks pretty good, this skill. Like that much element damage must do a lot, and but we have to like wait and see how it perform in like real fights. But on the sheet this skill looks very strong. And now let's see the last skill that we have here. Transform spirits into bear dealing continuous damage equal to 500% of element attack to enemies within 60 range for 8 seconds during their times. Spiritual heal allies within range by half of the damage dealt. Kinda helpful skill to like heal allies, which I'm sure you, yeah, this is shared skill, so you will able to change this skill to anything else. Most people will go with the reset skill on this one because it's really not looking that strong, and having a reset skill here and being able to use the other skill is gonna be much more like beneficial in my opinion. But anyways, we have to like wait and see how this metamorph perform in real action. And now let's go and see the last and the third item. Alright, so the last and third item that we got is a new gold pet here. Phoenix, looking very good here, especially the skills, and the looks are okay, but the skills on the sheet sounds very good there. So yeah, let's check the skills out. Right, so let's see the max values of the skill. Alright, so the first skill is 20% chance to reduce total damage of enemies within 80 range by 16% for 6 seconds. It's not a lot, but it can still help when you reduce the total damage of your enemies. But now let's see, pretty decent skill in my opinion. And now let's go and see the second skill max value. Alright, so 15% chance to absorb 10% skill damage reduction up to 40% from enemies within 80 range for 6 seconds. This skills here sounds very good, goes like you can absorb up to 40% skill damage if there are like multiple enemies within 80 range, and the duration lasts for 6 seconds. So this skill is gonna come very handy because especially once it will hit the 40% skill damage reduction, you can like feel it for like 6 seconds. So in my opinion, this skill is very good. And now let's go and see the third skill here. Alright, so inflict evil spirit on enemies within 80 range, 15% chance to reduce the skill DL, I think is damage, skill damage by 16% for 6 seconds. So again, you can like reduce enemy skill damage by 16%. Affected enemies try to move away from you will detonate their evil spirit and be confused for 3 seconds. So, and people will like get like they will lose their skill damage, and if they try to get away they will get a confusion effect. So again, it's kind of good because they won't able to like run away. They will like instead get a confusing like effect on them, which can come like handy. But anyways, now let's go and check the fourth skill. Let's go to the max values again. Alright, so the fourth skill, 20% chance to reduce MP of enemies within 80 range by 16% and freeze them for 3.5 seconds. This effect can trigger once every 20 seconds. So this skill is gonna be very annoying now. In my opinion, people will lose their mana and they will also get frozen for 3.5 seconds. So I think this skill is gonna be very good on this Phoenix mount, and that 20% cooldown on the skill is I think is good that this skill has a cooldown. Otherwise this would be like very annoying skill for other players, but it's a very powerful talent to have if you can get this mount. And now let's go and see the fifth skill. This mount is so far looking very good. After like very long, we are finally seeing some new very strong mount here. But anyways, let's read this. When HP is below 50%, 15% chance to instantly recover 50% HP and become immune to most control effect for 2 seconds. This effect can trigger once every 30 seconds. So I'm already loving this talent here. I wish I can get this mount, but maybe one day I can. And this skill is gonna come very handy in PvP battles now, and this mount is like gonna be the new best mount in my opinion, because of like fifth and fourth skill so far. They are looking very strong, and being able to like ignore the control effects like is you need that now, especially now that people have the so many auras. So this skill is gonna come very handy. And now let's see what is on the sixth skill here. Alright, so Phoenix body phase in and out of the physical realm, 50% chance to cancel the next damage received. So there is a 15% chance you can like totally ignore an incoming attack. So this skill is gonna, maybe this skill will able to save you from some dying blows from some enemies. But yeah, I think it's good. This effect can trigger once every 10 seconds. Again, this effect has 10-second cooldown. I guess this skill is gonna be very good in Skyfall, especially if you can like avoid those one shots in Sky, then you can end up killing everyone else in there. So this skill is looking very good too for Skyfall, and even comes handy on like ground PvP. And let's see the last skill here, and I'm liking this mount so far. This is like This mount is looking very good. Phoenix turns the ground around it into a hell of ice fire. Okay. 15% chance to deal damage equal to 500% of its element attack. Wow, this sounds like it's gonna damage a lot. 15% chance to deal damage equal to 500% of its element attack and reduce total damage reduction of enemies within 80 range by 16% for 6 seconds. Alright, so this skill is looking very strong. On the sheet it looks like it can damage the people in 80 range a lot. We just have to see how much that 500% of its element attack is and how is it gonna work. But until then, this mount is looking very good, and it's gonna be expensive. And I think it's gonna be expensive because the skills are looking good, and a lot of people will like try and win it.